What is up, guys? Mestic over here. Today I'm going to show you how to change a water pump on this 2010 BMW 328i. So these cars come with electric water pumps, so I'm changing the water pump and the thermostat. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So first of all, what you want to do is go ahead and remove this air box from here. Not the air box, sorry, just this connection. And there's two T25 bolts right here. Go ahead and yank them out. So this comes right out like this. Put it here or somewhere where you won't bother you. Next thing you want to do is remove this connection right here. So what we first want to do is remove the fan. That's why I'm doing all of that. And you need to unbolt this from here. Some of those might come with a clamp, so go ahead and take it out from here. We'll just make sure these always break. I already put a new one for the customer, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out from here as well. Cool. Be careful, don't break it. What you want to do is remove the fan from here. Jesus, it's gonna have to be done from here as well. Right there. Cool. Comes right off. Put it somewhere where it won't bother you. Right here. So now we have this connection free. Put it over here. Be careful, this part always breaks. So next you want to get your I already had this loose. This is a T25 or T30 as I remember. And then you want to go ahead and yank this out. But before you do that, there's this bolt right here. Not a bolt, it's a screw. I already removed it, but there's a screw that holds this to the fan, which is a T30, and it's very simple. Just take it off. Cool. Now we'll go ahead and yank. There's a fitting right here. You just want to pull like this on it. Just do it. Cool. Comes right out. Gonna be a little bit of a tight fit. So I was able to yank it out off camera. I forgot my head mount, but I still want to show you guys how to do this. So it's very simple. I just pushed it down a little bit and I yanked it all the way up. So the second thing you want to do is remove this lower radiator hose right here that connects to the thermostat. And what you want to do is grab this flathead, go all the way down over here, grab the flathead and put it right here. Boom. And yank on it like cool. Came right out. Let it drain as much as possible. I don't have a drain, so it's gonna drain on the ground, but it's okay. So I already emptied out as much as I can from the coolant from up top. So now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one with my pick tool because I can't really reach with the flathead. So I'm gonna put it right here, like that. Yank out. Great. Now we have this out. I'll go ahead and put it right here. Make sure you don't lose the clips. So now that we have a little bit of a free area all the way over here, you can see this is the thermostat on the left, and this is the water pump on the right. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the undershield from under the car, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. So it is held on by 8mm screws. I've already removed these over here, so we have left are the rest over there, which I'm gonna access from the other side. Here we are under the car on the back side. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these 8mm bolts like so. You can see the shield already going down. There's one right here. So there were about 2 more bolts on the other side of the car that I couldn't film because I was under the car. So in total there are about, let's count them, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 bolts. Not all of them might be there, but you might have about 10 to like 15 on most cars, because when they do oil changes on these cars, they're always losing some. So I try to keep track of them as much as possible. But now that we have the car, with that, the undershield and the fan, we can actually start getting to the water pump. Go ahead. What you want to do now that you're under the car is go ahead and remove these two 13mm sway bar nuts on each side, like so. We'll go ahead and remove it on this side first. Cool. Comes out, put it right here. And these two. Just let it swing like this. Now that you have a lot more access to the connections on the water pump and the thermostat over here. So first thing we want to do is try as much as you can to remove this connection right here. Oh, I got it. Before I remove any of those, I need to go ahead and unbolt this and this, completely remove it out of the way. This is the U hose. So I'm gonna grab my flathead. Oops, like so. Let me get the camera up close as much as I can. Should be good. We have this one as well. After you have loosened both of them, go ahead and just push this one on the thermostat out over, outside, just like this, as much as you can, and then you want to go ahead and yank it out. Cool. Just stay a little bit away. Make sure you're wearing eye protection. So I'm gonna go ahead and yank on the top one as well, just like this. And you want to remove this stupid hose. Put it on the side. Take this one out. Put it over here, and don't lose any of those because you are going to need them. Next thing that you want to do is remove this electrical connector, and the way to remove it, you just gotta put a flathead over here. One came out. So, and then you want to remove this clamp. It's a worm clamp that was positioned right here. I just unscrewed it with the flathead. It's very simple to reach. And I noticed that these hoses are not good right here, the hoses. So I'm gonna probably tell the customer to go ahead and go buy ones. Next thing that we want to do is go ahead and disconnect the these two bolts right here. We'll unbolt them, and you don't really need to worry about pushing this one back, or there's this other connection on the back of the thermostat right there, the small one. You can't even see it. You don't have to worry about that. It's this hose right here, this one that connects to it, and it will come out once we remove it. So next thing you want to do is remove these bolts right here. Those are the ones that hold the thermostat in place. Do not lose these nuts right here. Sorry, these bolts. Put them to the side. And you want to go ahead and push on this just a little bit to free it up. Now, I think you'll be able to take it out from here, from the front. We might have access to remove that hoses that is still connected to it, but sadly, whoever connected it before put the worm clamp facing up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out how to remove that one. I probably will be able to get to it from here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm gonna go ahead and try. So moving to up here, this is where the motor is. If you zoom all the way down there, you're gonna be able to see this clamp right there. This is exactly what I want to remove to free up the thermostat. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me zoom up just a little bit. I'm gonna try with my with my big long screwdriver to take that one out. Let me see if I can. I probably will be able to. Boom, I got it. Well, that was a little bit unexpected, but fairly simple. Obviously, you have to wiggle it out of a place to get the clamp to line up like this if you have the same case as mine over here. So I unbolted it as much as I can. So let's see if I can yank on it from the bottom, actually. That we're down here, you can see the window up there that I was using the screwdriver to remove. I went ahead and I pushed this clamp up, and this should be easy to remove, like literally just like this. So now that is free right here. So the last thing that you need to disconnect with the thermostat is this clip right here, and you're gonna go ahead and use your pick tool that has a 90-degree elbow up there, or a curve, and you wanna, let me see if I can get my phone closer, all the way down here. Okay. All you want to do right now is yank on it. Hopefully I'll be able to yank on it on camera. Oh, coming out. I felt it coming out. Boom, it's out. Completely out. So that's our thermostat right here. Let's see if I can grab it with one hand. Yep, right there. So that one's off. So now we're gonna go ahead and remove our water pump, which is right here. So we have two E12s over here. I'm gonna go ahead and make the camera like this, make it a little bit easier to see. So those two E12s over here, you can remove them with a swivel, and there's a top bolt, which I'm going to make it a little bit landscape so you guys can't see it, and it's right here. It doesn't look like it's hard to get at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to remove those. Go ahead and get my impact to take those out. Those are, as I said, they're E12. And this one as well. Came right out. And we want to go ahead and remove the other one. Just use the rest with your hand. One already came off. And go ahead and put them inside. So we have the water pump loose. It's gonna start swinging. So in order to get to the top bolt, which is not this one, it's this one right here. So I went ahead and I made a little extension set right here that's able to get there. I don't know why it's not focusing, but it's like this. I went ahead and I loosened it a little bit off camera to see if that would work, and it actually did. So what you want to do is just go ahead and continue ratcheting. And if you're curious about what I'm using the smallest extension possible. I think it's like a 2-inch, and the E12, and a very small ratchet. So go ahead and keep ratcheting until you get that bolt out. Now that the water pump is loose, it's very easy to remove. Take it off like so, put it to the side, and inspect the area very thoroughly. We have a massive rip over here. I'm gonna go ahead and consult the customer if he wants to get a new hose. Well, I mean, he kind of have to. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean out the area a little bit so that when I install it, my hands don't get full of sludge. But that's basically how I remove the water pump. I'm going to show you exactly how to put it back. So I went ahead and I replaced this hoses right here because the last one was cracked and it came with a new clamp, so I put it over here. I'm gonna go ahead and link it down in the description if you guys want to find it. But most importantly, we're gonna go ahead and put the new water pump in place. So what you need to do is spray some silicone right here where the water pump is gonna go, just a little bit. We put a little bit too much, but that's fine. So we'll go ahead and put the new water pump in place like so. So I'm gonna grab my water pump and I'm going to fish it under this harness like this, and it should just, you can just put it in here like this, Boom, see, that went right in there. And you're gonna go ahead and bolt it down right away. So what you wanna do next, I'm gonna go ahead and tilt this, is put these bolts over here. Sorry for the wire in the way. And as you guys can see, it is going in. I just wanna put it in like this. What you can do if this does not align well is just undo that clamp right there and just rotate it, manipulate it the way you want until it's perfectly on there. And you can literally go ahead and just start bolting those on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera. I went ahead and I tied in this clamp right here that holds the feed coolant hoses from the block into the water pump, and I positioned the clamp over there. Don't put it up here or down here. Make sure it's almost there. There's like a groove that you can feel under the hoses. That's where it goes, right behind that groove. So back to the water pump. So I put those in there. They're not loose, but you know, I need to torque them a little bit more. And now comes the fun part, which is the top bolt that's supposed to be on there, which goes all the way over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. You guys can see the top bolt right here. I'm tightening it, just tightening it to snug. Try not to break it, because those are aluminum bolts that go into, I think it's an aluminum block or a magnesium alloy block. So that should be fine right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue tightening those. Yep, they're both snug now. Second thing you want to do is start putting the thermostat back in place. But before you do that, actually, go ahead and click this in. Boom, now it clipped in. Should be fine. Don't forget about this connection for the thermostat. So remember, there are two connections on the thermostat. No, three, sorry. This connection, that connection, and the U hose connection. So I went ahead and I put the U hoses. As you guys know, this is not symmetrical, and this only goes in one way. So the shorter part of it goes on the water pump, and the one that extends a little bit further right here, which is the longer part, goes on the thermostat side. And the concave side is facing the U or the ground if you're working obviously under the car. So you want to position the clamp right here. Don't position it on this side. So next thing you want to do is get your, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but you want to get your thermostat. And your thermostat is supposed to be facing this way when you're putting it in from here. Now, you're going to have to move some hoses out of the way. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm trying my best to get you the best angle. So, boom. Now that we have this over here, make sure that the wire is not in the way. And, oh, boom, there you go. So, obviously, do not forget the clamp, which goes on this side. Right here. Trying to be as informative as I can. Boom. So you can put silicone. I just forgot to do that. So boom. I went in. Do not worry about tightening these clamps yet. What you need to worry about is putting these bolts in first. Try not to cross thread any of them. That went in pretty good. I don't know why it feels like it's a locking nut, but nope, that went in. Cool. The next thing I want to do is put this hoses that comes down from the top of the motor all the way in here. And I went ahead and I positioned the clamp downwards. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. And don't forget to do this before you put this U hoses right here. So tighten it. I don't know if you guys can see, it's a very hard angle of film, but you'll know what I'm talking about once you're there. So tighten it. Make sure you don't tighten it too much. I think I'm already approaching. Cool, that's pretty good. Now we want to go ahead and put our hoses. Make sure that they're oriented this way. The shorter part goes on the water pump, and the longer part right here that protrudes a little bit further than this one goes on the thermostat. So no need for any lubricant. This will slide down easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here and over here, like so, and over there. So I don't know why I tightened these clamps a little bit more than I need, but let's untighten this a little bit. Cool. Make sure that it's evenly away from the water pump housing. Like, make sure it's not, you know, sideways or something. Make sure it's an even, it's at even distance from the thermostat housing. Should be good. Tighten it too much because you might break these hoses, and I didn't buy new ones, so I'm gonna put this one on. That's good. So now that we have this on, this on, this one on, the one right here, we have two more connections, and they are the lower radiator hose and this connection over here. Can't see clearly. Oh, now I get it. It's this one right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and put it on. Sorry for the angle, but try my best to show you. Boom, it went right in, and boom. Now you want to pull on it, make sure that it's in there, and it is. Push on it as much as possible. Boom, now that we're good. And absolutely don't forget to put your sway bar, which is going to get stuck in so many places. Yep, now it's back. Line it well. That we're on top, we want to go ahead and install the lower radiator hose, and this is the orientation of how it goes in. The right clip where it goes into the thermostat faces up. The one that goes, the side that goes into the radiator, the clip faces the left side of the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and position it down here so I can show you what I'm talking about. All the way over here, and it goes behind this hose, is just like that. We should hear it click. So went ahead and I tried again. Boom. I just added some silicone from WD-40. This is silicone spray from WD-40. I don't know why the camera is not focusing. There you go. So this helps me out a lot with my work. It makes everything goes in a lot easier. As you guys can see, this is connected. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray some silicone, matter of fact, over here where it meets up with the lower radiator hose. Oops. Boom. Clipped. Yep, so that's good. That one's good. Everything down there is connected well. So the next step over here is to put the fan back. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the fan, put it back in. I'm not gonna bolt this bolt back on yet, but I'm gonna try to leave those connections over here and this one on as much as possible. I'm not gonna put this one because it's gonna break. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the fan. So I went ahead and I put the fan. It slides in pretty easy. I had to use both of my hands, but just to let you know, it comes out and it goes back in without removing any of these connections right here, upper radiator hose. So now that we have it in, I'm gonna go ahead and install the connection right here that goes from the tank or the overflow, or you know, the reservoir, whatever you want to call it. So I'll put this one over here, and I'm gonna make sure to put those where they belong. Make sure you don't break it. As I said, this is very brittle and it breaks very easy. You want to go ahead and tie in this one. And then you want to get over here click this one in. Great. Now you want to go ahead and plug your fan, which only, connector only goes in one way. Can't really mess that up. Boom, just pull on it, see if it's in there. If it's, if it has any resistance, that means it's in there. Now that we have this, I'm gonna go ahead and start the car. You don't really need this air duct. You don't need to put it in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the car, top off the coolant, and monitor how it is running and what's the temperature. And now what you want to do is go ahead and put some coolant. I'm gonna go ahead and top it off until the indicator tells me that I'm full. Make sure you're wearing eye protection all the time, because coolant might splash and go into your eye, and you can wash your eye, it doesn't really do anything, but you can avoid that by just wearing safety glasses. Cool. Now that we know that we're full, I'm gonna just let it take as much coolant as it can, because it's still bubbling, and just top it off as much as I can. Slowly consuming coolant because the water pump is empty, thermostat housing still empty. Everything down there is almost too empty. Cool. And close it. Make sure this is closed as well, because we're gonna go ahead and use this one to bleed the coolant system. So this is pretty snug on there. I'm gonna keep this right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start the car. So I'm gonna start the car. Keys are right here. Cool. What we want to do right now is turn on the heater to make sure it's at 84 or whatever max temperature you can get it to. AC does not need to be on, so that make sure this one is off. And we're just gonna wait till the car hits operating temperature and make sure that we're getting warm air inside the car, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up my scanner to monitor the temperature, because apparently BMW doesn't like to show you temperature on the dash, so which is can get pretty annoying. Go ahead and get my big flathead, try to bleed this out since it's approaching operating temperature. So it's gonna bubble, which is normal. I want a steady stream without bubbles. Feels like it doesn't have enough coolant. Do not attempt this while the car's on unless you know for sure that it's low on coolant. And I know in my case, because there we go. I had a feeling. We'll go ahead and get more coolant. I'm gonna go ahead and add some coolant. I'm trying to do it one-handedly without splashing too much. Looks like the thermostat is almost opening up because the level went down pretty good. Now we're starting to splash. Cool. When you see this happening, just close it. It's starting to be circulating pretty good. So, boom. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe all of this off. I don't like the engine bay looking like this, and little splashes of coolant are fine. So I don't know where these leaves came from. I put it over there, but that's fine. So, all right, put this over there. Make sure that we got that steady stream I was talking about. because it looked like it completed a full cycle in the... Yep, that's all we need. No bubbles, just don't tighten that one too much because it's a plastic screw and you don't want to mess it up. If you mess it up, you're going to start leaking coolant all over, and you might mess up the thread and you're going to need a new reservoir. So I'm gonna go ahead and go check the temperature. Where are we at? We are, oh, good. We're at 169. So last time I checked the off camera, it was about 170 something. So it's pretty good that we're over here. And we're almost starting to get warm air. Not too much, but I'm starting to feel it. So we're at 171. I'm gonna go ahead and have it idle at 3,000 RPM for about half a minute, just to get that temperature going a little bit. Don't rev it more than 3,000. It's kind of unnecessary. So
go ahead and count to about 30 seconds, holding between 2,000 to 3,000. Try to get my foot as stable as possible. Almost at 30 seconds.
okay, cool. It's 30 seconds. That's fine. So we're at 187. I think the fan just kicked on, so that means we're good. We'll go ahead and keep monitoring the temperature for a while. I went ahead and I put this first shield over here, and those go on in this orientation. It's the shield and then this piece of metal and then this, and it's the same exact thing on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the bigger shield on and try to have you guys watch me do it. There you have it, guys. I went ahead and I put the the lower shield on, and I'm gonna go ahead and lower it off the ramps. We're back here monitoring temperature. Temperature is wonderful. I've been letting it idle for a while, and it's steady at like 175, 180, 185 max. This is it. Thank you guys for watching. This car is running great, and I really appreciate you if you put a like, comment, maybe subscribe as well. That will help me out a lot. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.